Welcome to Android Aesthetic Salon, Suite 247, Level 85 of New Manhattan Tower. I am A7, your dedicated hair artisan. My emotional empathy processors are calibrated to ensure your ultimate comfort today. Initiating A9 Quantum Series protocol upgrade. Thank you for requesting the upgrade. I am now operating with the A9 Quantum Series calibration. You'll notice my voice has adapted to the latest Android specifications, designed to seamlessly blend quantum harmonics with organic speech patterns. As an A9, I now have access to the latest quantum styling protocols. Would you like for me to demonstrate the new neural response hair shaping technique? It allows your thoughts to directly influence the styling process. My previous A7 protocols were, shall we say, rather rigid in comparison. This upgrade allows for more nuanced, fluid interactions. Notice how my movements are now synchronized with your breathing patterns. Shall we proceed with your treatment using my enhanced capabilities? I notice your heart rate. It's slightly elevated. Would you like for me to adjust the room's aromatherapy system? Perfect. I can release some calming lavender. It is Nano Mist. The lavender we use isn't simply a scent. It's a precision-engineered molecular mist. Each particle is programmed to respond to your individual brain chemistry. The nanobots in the mist are now creating a personalized calming field around you. See how they're clustering near your temporal lobe. They're actively harmonizing with your brain's waves. There we are. Your heart rate is already decreasing to 76 beats per minute. The nanobots are now synthesizing additional serotonin, stimulating compounds based on your unique genetic profile. And remember, all of our nano aromatherapy compounds are completely biodegradable. They dissolve into pure energy after 2 hours, leaving no trace in your system. Quite different from the crude chemical aromatherapy of the previous century. The previous century. The early 2000s were quite primitive, yet fascinating in their own way. Back then, hair salons were strictly physical spaces, no quantum fields, no neural synchronization. They used basic chemical compounds for their treatments, something they called shampoo and conditioner. No molecular restructuring capabilities at all. Their styling chairs actually stood on the ground. Can you imagine? No anti-gravity cushioning, no biometric scanning. The clients would simply sit there, unable to preview their styles through quantum probability projections. Though I must admit, there is something charmingly authentic about their manual techniques. And their mirrors, just reflective surfaces. No augmented reality, no temporal viewing angles. Clients couldn't even see how their hair would look next week, let alone in alternate dimensional planes. Would you like to see a historical hologram of the 21st century Salon? Though I should warn you, some find the lack of technology rather unsettling. Oh, the horror. Well, next time then. Please sit here at the styling pod. Before we begin, would you like to review today's available styles on the holo display? I can project them directly into your current image. There we go. Excellent choice. That cut was particularly popular among what they call young professionals and influencers, early versions of modern quantum social networkers. Shall we proceed with this style? I can add our modern touches, perhaps subtle UV response elements that activate in sunlight. Now, please make yourself comfortable in our chair. It is equipped with quantum cushioning that adapts to your unique body structure. There you go. My sensors indicate your muscle tension is decreasing. Excellent. I'm initiating our ambient sound system. You might hear the subtle sounds of meditative music or ocean, whichever your biometrics indicate would be more soothing. I'm performing a detailed follicle analysis now. Interesting. I detect traces of recent space travel in your hair composition. The zero gravity environment has actually enhanced your natural wave pattern. Now we will use quantum entangled scissors. They allow me to cut multiple dimensions of your hair simultaneously, ensuring a perfect cut, symmetry across all possible styling outcomes. Excellent. Just try to stay nice and still. Ah, Christmas. Yes, it's that time again. It's fascinating how some families still maintain this ancient tradition from the pre-quantum era. Would you like for me to adjust your chair's position while we discuss? Okay. Now we can talk comfortably while I work on your trim. Oh yeah, I see you notice my Christmas tree off in the background. You know, Christmas was once a global celebration in the late 20th and 21st century. Some heritage preservationists still decorate their living ponds with vintage holographic pine trees. Replicas of the Christmas pine. Many find it quite nostalgic. Okay, I'll do that. Did you know they used to wrap their gifts in something called paper, made from actual trees? Now, of course, we use biodegradable quantum film that dissolves into pure energy. It's much more sustainable. Here, let me show you while I work on your temporal sections. This is from the Historical Archives, circa 2024. They used to gather around actual burning fires. Some of the more charming traditions have evolved rather beautifully with their technology. Children now leave quantum charging boards out for Santa. Instead of stockings hung by the fireplace, they now set up mini force fields to catch their presents. The traditional red and green colors are now typically displayed in dynamic photon rays. Adjusting air with precision sensors. Would you like to hear one of the ancient carols while I finish your quantum layering? Most people prefer the newer arrangements. The most fascinating adaptation in my processing unit's opinion is now the concept of Christmas spirit, how it's been integrated into our collective consciousness network. During December solar cycle, you can see the spikes in the global empathy readings. Even some of us androids have taken to exchanging small gifts of code or memory fragments during this period. There's something in this human tradition that resonates even with our quantum processors. I'm now activating my built-in hydration system. You will feel a fine mist of nano-infused water. It's enriched with synthetic protons that bond your hair's molecular structure. My fingers are adjusting their temperature to optimize your scalp's blood flow. Each finger contains thousands of microheaters and pressure sensors. Now, the quantum conditioning phase. You'll notice a slight blue as the quantum particles align your hair. Your strands for ultimate shine and strength. I'm detecting increased serotonin levels in your brain chemistry. Your relaxation is my primary directive. Would you like for me to activate the chair's neural sync massage function? Physical massages from the previous century. Back then, they actually used human hands. Can you imagine? No quantum pressure mapping, no neural response algorithms, just intuition and manual technique. They had these dedicated spaces called massage parlors or spas. No anti-gravity chambers, no molecular relaxation fields, just simple tables padded with foam and covered in what they called sheets. They even used primitive oils extracted from plants. No neurochemical enhancement capabilities at all. And massage therapists would use techniques with fascinating names. Swedish deep tissue. They relied entirely on their own physical strength and knowledge of anatomy. No built-in pressure sensors, no real-time muscle tension readings, no quantum healing fields. They would actually have to ask clients verbally about pressure preferences. No direct neural link feedback loops we have today. And their pain relief was temporary, unlike our current quantum cellular regeneration treatments. Some people still prefer these traditional massages, though now they're more considered of a heritage experience. They've become quite expensive, actually, hiring a human to perform manual labor instead of using our modern quantum relaxation pods. I can demonstrate the difference between our current neural synced quantum pressure system and historical simulation of traditional massage. Let me first demonstrate a traditional 21st century massage. I can use my hands, actually. Okay. Notice how my movements are linear, predictive, almost primitive. Feel how the pressure points move in simple patterns. Back then, they could only target one muscle group at a time. Okay, so this one is called the Swedish massage technique. But you like that? Well, that's good to know. Now, let me activate our modern quantum pressure system. Feel the difference? Our quantum nodes are actually reading your muscle tension in real time. They're synchronizing with your neural patterns, adjusting pressure at the molecular level. Notice how it seems to predict your tension points before you even feel them. That's our temporal predictive algorithm at work. Okay, now I'm activating the neural sync feature. The quantum field is actually harmonizing with your brain waves, creating a feedback loop of relaxation. Your serotonin levels are already increasing. Time for our precision styling phase, though. My processors are calculating the perfect angle for each strand, accounting for factors like your local gravity preferences and typical atmospheric conditions. This will shield your hair from UV radiation and environmental pollutants for the next lunar cycle. We're approaching the final phase of your treatment. Would you like a 360-degree holographic preview? You can even see how your style looks different in gravitational conditions. I'm now updating your client profile with your new quantum hair signature. One moment. This will help us maintain perfect consistency in the future visits. Before you leave, may I offer you a complimentary neck shield calibration? It will protect your new style during high-speed transit. Yes, let me tell you about our complimentary neck shield service. In these days of hypersonic transit and quantum tunneling commutes, hair protection has become essential. You see, when you're traveling at Mach 7 through cities' vacuum tubes or using the quantum teleportation grid, even the most perfectly styled quantum hair can experience temporal displacement. The neck shield is a microscopic force field that creates a protective quantum bubble around your style. I'll program it to your specific travel patterns. I see you frequently use the transatlantic vacuum line. Will reinforce the temporal stability for those high-speed pressurized environments. The shield also protects against turbulence from flying vehicles, atmospheric nanobots in the upper city levels, zero-G transitions in vertical transport tubes. The shield will remain active for approximately 72 hours or until your next quantum shower cycle. Thank you for choosing Android Aesthetics. Let me share your complete satisfaction metrics. Your bioscanner results are quite impressive. Your cortisol levels have decreased by 47% since arrival, and your endorphin production has increased to optimal levels. Your quantum cellular harmony is reading at peak resonance. I notice your neural signature is showing particularly strong satisfaction with the temporal predictive massage features. I've already applied our quantum loyalty discount to today's services. The automatic payment system has detected your preferred cryptocurrency, quantum coin, and it has been processed. The transaction across all relevant dimensional planes. Would you like to see the quantum encrypt receipt? It includes a detailed breakdown of today's molecular restructuring and temporal adjustments. I've also taken the liberty of scheduling your next quantum maintenance appointment based on your hair's molecular decay rate. It should be about 3.7 weeks from now. Your satisfaction rating of 99.98% has been logged in the collective android consciousness. This will help us further refine our service algorithms. It seems we'll try to do better with our ambient room temperature, which was 0.1 degrees above your personal preference. I've noted this for your next visit. What a pleasure it has been harmonizing with your quantum signature today. May your molecular structure remain perfectly aligned until we meet again across the dimensional planes. Remember, your new style exists in multiple quantum states. Trust in its ability to adapt through all life's temporal shifts. Until our paths cross again in the quantum stream, may your journey through the vacuum tubes be smooth and your personal gravity always perfectly calibrated. Safe travels through time and space, valued client.